Welcome back to Real Phonies, where we take a love for movies and television and combine it with very little knowledge about movies and television. I'm your host, Christian. Joined with me my co-host, Joseph.
Yellow.
Ian.
Hey, what's up, guys?
J. Hugh.
Cacao!
Awesome.
Yes, I love it.
I don't know why I was expecting
Put it on a t-shirt.
Again, we've run into this problem last week. This is not going to work.
I wrote it on the Instagram page this week.
Yes.
Caca.
Did you start it with a K?
I did.
Good man.
So now it's out in the world in existence.
We have
K-A.
two catchphrases. That's fair and caca.
We did joke around a little bit that at Pensacon this past year we wore shirts that we were going to have "That's fair" like written on the back, but I didn't want to pay for back a shirt, so it didn't make it. Ian, you got the news for us, buddy?
Yeah, actually, there was some cool stuff that came out. Some couple trailers and some news. The first one is the Little Women trailer. It's got an all-star cast. It's got
Who's the star?
Cerise Ronan.
Not even close.
What is it? What's her name?
Saoirse Ronan.
Yeah,
that was cool. I would say close.
You got Ronan.
Emma Watson.
Timothy Chalamet.
Fuck him.
God, fuck that dude. Meryl Streep. And then who's the mom?
Laura Dern.
Yeah, Laura fucking Dern.
And it's by the Lady Bird director. You know, she only
Greta
makes
Gerwig.
movies with Timothy Chalamet and Saoirse Ronan exclusively. What is her name? Greta Gerwig.
Good job. Nice pull.
Yeah, it looks really good. I mean, we were talking about, we don't really text about these kind of movies, like Oscar bait kind of movies, but we all were talking about it, and it looks fucking good.
It does. I mean, this is 100% Oscar bait.
Like feminism Oscar bait.
Catnip for fucking old people, too. Like, when this opens, I think it opens on Christmas Day, right?
Yep, that's what
First
Joe
of all,
said.
that's going to be miserable if you're still living the life.
Yep.
But second of all, so many complaints about temperature and volume.
Yep.
Yeah, no, absolutely.
Turn it down. Yeah, no. The opening Tuesday of this will be awful. Yeah, and it looks like a pretty straight-on adaptation, right?
I've never read Little Women, so I can't tell you.
I would only know it from other Little Women movies,
Correct.
and it looked like the last Little Woman movie I saw.
I think it looks really good.
I'll be honest, watching the trailer for this made me want to watch this movie versus seeing the back cover of Little Women and be like, nope.
Agreed there.
For the rest of my life.
Yeah, I'll definitely watch it. Like I said, I love Lady Bird. Lady Bird's like an underrated movie for me. It was super funny. And I caught it on Blu-ray like way after theaters, and I was like, holy shit, this is pretty good. And I don't think she's made anything since Lady Bird. So like I'm kind of thinking this lady, she knows how to make like a good movie.
Yeah.
And man, nobody's really made a go of like a big lady period piece in a while.
Yep.
You know, it's been, those used to be all the time, and I haven't seen one in a while, you know, of all the costumes and stuff. So.
I'm surprised Keira Knightley's not in this.
That's a good point.
Keira Knightley should be in it. That's true.
It's a really fair point.
She's got like 5 of them in her closet. She's just walking on set one day.
So yeah, we'll see. Hurt said it's Christmas Day, so it's a ways out. We'll hear more about that, I'm sure, coming up. Next thing is Dark Crystal trailer.
Yeah,
Netflix
very
show.
cool.
Jim Henson. You know more about this. I know you have a special place in
Yeah,
your heart for this.
I mean, I like the original. This is a prequel, so I'm really interested because prequels are always weird to me because you know where the story ends up. And so the trailers are like super epic and grand in scale and all. The whole time I'm like, oh, this looks awesome, but I know they lose.
Right.
So
Right.
I'm interested to see how the plot goes because based on where Dark Crystal starts off, like we know it all goes to shit.
Yeah.
So them trying to save the world, I'm interested to see how the plot flows through the movie or TV show. But they're great trailers so far.
Yeah, it was a really cool looking trailer. Better looking than I thought it was going to be.
Yeah, for sure. Awesome voice cast.
Yeah, it looked like a good budget too. I mean, like the
Yeah.
puppets
Looks
and wherever
expensive.
there's CGI, like it looked good. So I was like, yeah, I'll definitely watch this, and it'll probably make me want to rewatch Dark Crystal. We should do a Dark Crystal episode, like right before this comes out.
I am down for Dark Crystal.
I think we'd do that maybe tied in with all creepy 80s puppet movies. So Labyrinth, Neverending Story, you know, that sort of
This would be my favorite episode
I don't think I could
ever
ever.
done.
I don't think I could ever watch Neverending Story again.
Stranger
I'm
Things
always
season
waiting
3.
for an excuse to watch Labyrinth. So.
Jay, you want to tell us why?
You're trying to imply to you on the other side of the fourth wall. We were talking about before it started how prominent David Bowie's dong is in this movie. It's a children's movie, but for some reason, every scene in this movie that features David Bowie, you can just see the outline of his rig.
So
That's
it's like,
not why I love this movie. It's just a good It's just a good movie.
I challenge you to work a dong reference into every episode.
I challenge you not to work a dog reference in every episode.
You know,
Looks like I'm the deciding vote here.
I feel like Joseph's challenge will be harder to me. Dong is just a fun word.
Yeah.
I'd agree with that. So yeah, we'll see. Next is some G.I. Joe spinoff news. God, I can't believe I'm saying that, and that's a real thing. They're doing Snake Eyes.
If you're going to do any character, let it be Snake Eyes.
Yeah, I mean, and Snake Eyes, and they're getting Henry Golding, who is in Crazy Rich Asians.
Is he the guy that doesn't talk, though?
He does not
Yes,
talk.
that's what I'm saying. How do you make a movie with him?
That doesn't matter. He's super cool. He's a
silent film.
silent ninja with like badass ninja swords.
To think the artist, I guess?
Hey, did you guys
Can we
watch?
just make Samurai Jack instead or something?
Okay, that would also be dope.
That would be
That
very
would be-
Henry Golding
Yeah.
would be a good Samurai Jack too. Did you guys watch the G.I. Joe movies?
Yeah.
Okay, the only redeeming parts of those movies are the Snake Eye bits in those movies.
Particularly the second one, because the
God,
second
there's
one, the
some cool
Snake Eye
one.
bits are really good. The
Yeah.
rest of that movie is
Is the
awful.
second one where he's like hanging off a mountain and there's like a fight?
Yes.
Okay, that part's cool.
It had that preview that had that like techno version of Seven Nation Army
Yes.
playing. That shit was dope.
Yep.
But there are other characters like
Yeah.
they can talk and Snake Eyes doesn't.
Right.
This movie would still be fine.
I mean, The Rock's always swimming for a franchise. Put Roadblock back in it. You know what I mean? And, just,
Nice pull. Did you look that up before? That you remember?
and bring Bruce Willis. He's got nothing as the original Joe. I don't even think that's a real G.I. Joe character.
No, because the original Joe character wasn't a character. He was just like a blank slate. So there was a doll, and then he could be whoever you wanted him to be.
I like G.I. Joe 1 or G.I. Joe 2? Which
Oh,
one do you
2,
get?
yeah.
Okay, I was about to
Two's-
say. I think we all agree on that, right?
First one, I like the cast, but that movie's just not good and doesn't have a lot to do with G.I. Joe. The second one, I wish they wouldn't have killed off Duke in the first 20 minutes.
Yeah.
But other than that, I think it's better. But neither of them are good.
The
I was
second
about
one
to say, I think
feels...
they're both worse than Transformers.
Oh, yeah.
I don't know. The second one feels like G.I. Joe. I have to go back to make that. The first one definitely worse than Transformers. I swear the first one having power suits. Like, what the fuck
Yeah,
is
they
up with
did.
power
The
suits?
power suits were real dumb.
If Duke had stayed alive in it, it could have been better than Transformers. And I also think it could have been whatever Hobbs and Shaw is supposed to be.
Yeah,
Do you know what
that's a
sucks
good
about
point.
those two movies? Is the best movie took place in between those two movies. The part where like Duke and Roadblock defeat Cobra and stuff,
Yeah.
and they're like, "Why didn't we make that movie?" You know,
Wasn't Joseph
Yeah, that's what I was
Gordon-Levitt?
going to say. Isn't he fucking Cobra Kai?
he wasn't Cobra Commander. He wasn't the
Cobra
first
Commander.
one. But it was just some nameless guy in a mask in the second.
Yeah.
The Marvel Stitcher podcast. I know you're listening to the
Wolverine one, the second season, yeah.
and this one's supposed to. I mean, you say it's good, right?
It's the first season. I love the style of like the radio serial where it's like the story and you get like all the the sounds of the world. It's not just like people talking. And I think they actually, as much as mutants are kind of like superheroes as a whole, are a very visual thing. They do a pretty good job of like capturing action in the sound format. The first season was okay, a little shaky. Second season, the voice acting's better, the story's better. I even think the sound's better. Richard Armitage is particularly good in the second season.
Is
So,
this
yeah.
episodic? Like once
Yeah.
a week kind of thing?
Yeah, once a week.
Okay.
They release the whole thing on like the premium, the Stitcher premium, but then they release it later.
For free.
Yeah.
Gotcha.
But
And
so I think it's pretty good, and I think this is a good step for them.
do you know this story?
This is a great property to turn into this. The story of Marvels is it's a point of view from a normal person named Phil Selinsky, who's a photojournalist who basically is there at the birth of superheroes and follows them basically through the all the big events up until like a certain point in the Marvel universe. So I mean it lends itself so well to this because you can just have this normal guy reacting to. Like, you have a reason for a guy to be explaining what's going on, that you can't see.
I think the podcast is going to be the first time Galactus encounters the Fantastic Four.
That's the best part of
Yeah.
it, too. Yeah, I think that's issue 3, and it's the best issue of the 4
And
issues.
I know that Spider-Man's got a voice actor attached.
Yeah, the entire Fantastic Four
Yep.
is in it.
And I know you said Method Man is playing Ben Ulrich, who's probably
Right.
going to be his boss. But I don't know. I do podcasts, but I don't do the radio serials. But I may give this a go. So give it a try.
I think this, if they do it right, I think this one could really work well.
Heard that. So we'll see. Next is they released D23's coming up soon. I don't know when.
This week.
Oh, is it? Oh, so we're going to get a lot of news next week, guys. So get ready. The poster of the magazine, like the front cover, is Lady and the Tramp, live action, like what Lady and Tramp are going to look like. And God, Tramp is so cute. I'm not a big fan of Cocker Spaniel, so Lady I could go either way on. But Tramp looks awesome. The voice cast is cool. It's the main stars is Tessa Thompson
and Justin Theroux.
BD Wong's playing another, I forget who, probably an alley cat. I really like Lady and the Tramp.
I really like Justin Theroux and Tessa Thompson a lot, so that could.
Didn't Justin Theroux just get cast in something else? Is Justin Theroux on the rise?
Well, he wanted him to play.
I wanted him to play
Namor.
Namor.
Oh, that's right.
Are you
Yeah.
confusing real life casting with our fan?
I am.
Whoever wrote that up did not put my main reason for why, which
agreed.
is he has the right shaped head.
We'll come back around. I
flat
want to
at the
complain
top.
about this later.
Not quite pointy at the bottom. A lot of people
I've got
say-
like 7 words to write. And I try to make you all sound coherent.
That's true.
Which is an uphill battle.
Yeah, it's true. And this is anyway, Lady and Tramp coming to the Disney Plus service. I think it's going to be a launch movie with the service. Real dogs, so it's not CGI.
Yep.
And,
Smart decision.
They're all rescue animals who got adopted at the end of the movie.
Like, they totally just sold that to me and Sarah just based on that. We
Yeah.
probably would not have watched this, and now we'll be watching this.
Yep. So we'll see. I'm excited for it. The next thing was the Batman. They haven't cast any villains yet, but they did cast Alfred, supposedly.
Yeah.
Pierce Brosnan, who, I mean, you guys have different opinions. I think it's fucking great.
I just
I really
don't-
love it. He
I-
looks like a butler. He sounds like a butler to me.
I mean, he's very British.
Yeah.
That's the only requirement.
It pretty. I mean, yeah. As long as you're not like Cockney British, you got to be like proper British.
I think he's got gray hair now.
Oh, yeah.
The thing is, I don't think he'll do a bad job. I think he'll do a great job. I'm just not ready for him to be a supporting mentor. I still want him to be the guy. I'd watch a Dark Knight Returns that had Pierce Brosnan.
Holy
God.
shit!
I don't want him to help somebody be the man. I want him to be
Oh,
the fucking man.
you know who would be a great for just fan casting Dark Knight Returns at this point? But Pierce Brosnan, perfectly down with that. But that girl from White House Down, did you guys see? You didn't get to see White House Down.
I did.
The daughter in that would
Yeah.
be a great Carrie Kelly. I
Yeah,
think.
she would.
Yeah.
Because she's like got the right upstartness, but also she is kind of annoying.
Yeah. Which is key for that
It
character.
is absolutely.
I think Maya Hawke would be good for a Carrie Kelly as well.
Also, I
I
agree
could
with
get
that.
on board with
Yeah.
that totally.
Back to Pierce Brosnan playing Alfred. I don't have a problem with it. The only I think Pierce Brosnan, I don't want to say he gets shat on, but I think people forget how awesome he is.
Right.
GoldenEye's a fucking
GoldenEye's
great movie.
fucking great.
I mean,
And-
the rest of them at the end were kind of bad.
The thing is, okay.
They're not bad because of
The
him.
two
Yeah,
in the
no.
middle aren't great, but they get dragged down by that fourth one being so shitty.
Yeah.
But I think if he didn't make those fourth one, second and third one would be remembered better.
The fourth one's the Halle Berry, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's dog.
Is that Tomorrow Never Dies?
But yeah, I'm
so.
assuming
Yeah.
they're going to go with the more like military badass Alfred they've been doing in like Batman Earth 1, and I think they kind of did that on Gotham, but I never
Yeah.
watched Gotham, so I don't know. Which is not really my favorite version of Alfred, but I could see him pulling it off.
I don't know. I got high hopes for this movie. I'm turned around on Robert Pattinson.
You shat on this movie for like 3
I
months.
know.
on
I'm
this
saying I
podcast.
turned around. I don't know. For some reason, Robert Pattinson. I think because he's starring in all these other movies by good directors, he's got to have something.
What I like about Ian is he's not afraid to change his mind,
No.
even when
Yeah.
it doesn't make sense, even when he doesn't, even when there's no new input.
Sometimes I reassess things. Next is This is confirmed. Obi Wan.
Yes.
Coming back for Disney Plus. I know it's rumored. I don't know if it's been confirmed, but it's heavily rumored.
It's the confirmation thing is weird. So like the day before, it was heavily rumored
Yep.
it was going to happen, and then the next day, like Deadline or like one of the trades came out and said, no, he is signed, but there's yet to be an official statement.
You figure D23. If it
Yeah,
does, it's
if-
got to happen D23.
It probably will happen this week.
Yeah.
I'm super excited about this. I fucking love Ewan McGregor. Obi-Wan might be my favorite Star Wars character. So I'm, and I'm super excited to see him play it again. I think everybody's speculating that it's just going to all be on Tatooine and just be like a Western. I hope it's not. I hope he gets out and does some space traveling. And
There's
stuff
literally
like
no reason he has to stay on
Right.
Tatooine. We don't know what the
Oh, no.
fuck he was doing in between.
I
So,
I
we
disagree. I
never-
would want him on Tatooine.
We never really specified. This is going to be a mini series.
Yep.
Probably 6 to 8 episodes long.
No second season, so like a limited.
Yep.
I
Ewan
want
McGregor
him-
coming back.
I want him fighting Jabba the Hutt doing like local crime lord stuff. I think that would be like a cool way to do it.
It's just no match for Obi-Wan, I feel like. I would like to see Obi-Wan Return to Mandalore.
That's just me and you right there. Mandalore.
The best storyline, maybe in all of Star Wars we've gotten so far, is Obi-Wan on Mandalore.
Totally.
I want to go back to it.
And the thing is, where it's a mini-series, you would have enough room to fill you in on the shit if you're someone who's never watched Clone Wars.
Absolutely, yeah. I think I think that is the right storyline. I want this more than I want. I would trade everything else for getting Star Wars for this.
Right.
Yeah, no, for sure.
Yeah, I think it'll be good.
I mean, as soon as they started doing side things, this was the shit I wanted.
Yeah.
So.
I would say the Darth Maul rematch would be the thing I'd want, but they already did it in Rebels, and I agree it kind of fucking sucked on Rebels.
See, I love it.
I like Darth Maul dying. Spoilers, by the way. I like Darth Maul dying in Obi-Wan's hands, basically being like, "You were my only real brother.
Right.
Like you were the only thing I ever like. Even though I hated you, I kind of loved you.
Right,
like,
right.
It was a cool moment.
Right.
But the fact that Obi-Wan was just like he literally murders him in one move.
And I like that because I think, I haven't just been sitting around on this planet.
That's right.
I've been preparing. And they show in that scene him completely change his fighting style from the Ewan McGregor to the Sir Alec Guinness version. I loved it. Man, we're getting sidetracked on this.
Yeah. And then the last thing is Ryan Reynolds is, Disney's remaking all their stuff in live action. Ryan Reynolds is rumored to be in the running for Tarzan.
Look, he looks the part, but he's too fucking old.
He is very old, but he still has nice titties.
Yeah, he's got abs.
Tarzan's got to have them nice titties.
He does.
I think
have
he
abs.
could do it.
How many franchises does he have now, though?
A fuck ton.
I would be interested if he's going to do it, if they're going to try to do a humor version of it, or he's going to try to do something like straight and serious again.
How are you going to do the tree surfing in live action? These are the questions I need answered.
Oh, so it's Disney.
Yeah,
Tarzan.
Disney's Tarzan.
Oh, right on.
Yeah,
Which they could go the Mulan route and make basically a new version of that story, which maybe is what they do. But if you don't give me Trash in the Camp, I'm gonna be pissed off.
Yeah.
If see, that changes my whole thing on it. It's all going to be meta jokes about Phil Collins. I think is what this movie will be.
As
Also
it should
fine,
be.
yeah.
Shabba-dabba-doo-ba-doo-boo.
We'll see.
And
I think
news.
Tarzan's the most underrated cartoon.
It's a really good.
Yeah, like
I watched
underrated.
it a lot.
That would be a whole episode that we could do. But I don't know. I don't think Ryan Reynolds is the right part for that.
I don't think so
But
either.
I'm okay with remaking this. That said, I like the animated one a lot. I don't know that we need anything else.
They just did a Tarzan with Margot Robbie.
Yes, she was in that movie.
Yeah.
Nobody wants that story. You know what I mean?
No.
It's like Robin Hood. I don't need it. I don't want it.
Right.
There's no audience for it.
Yeah. It's got like an old timey vibe to it.
Yeah.
I don't think it. For whatever reason, the way superheroes can be updated, people just don't want this updated anymore.
I will agree. In 1940, that's the definition of a superhero.
Right?
Tarzan.
Yeah. No, totally.
It just doesn't play anymore.
Yeah.
I would say if you do it live action, even though they don't sing, you have to have the songs included somehow. Like it has. If you're going to make a live action version of that movie, it has to feel like the cartoon.
Yeah, you got to have montages. Lots of montages.
Kerchak, talking animal. Yeah, whatever.
We'll see.
Yep.
That's the news.
That's the news. So join us a little bit later this week. We are going to be taking on Stephen King adaptations, of which there are a bazillion, because he is possibly the most adapted author on the planet. But we're going to try and, Stephen King, known as the King of Horror, we're going to highlight probably some of his other work that's not horror, that might be even better than his horror work. So join us a little bit later this week for that. In the meantime, thank you guys for listening. If you want to get in touch with us. Before we get further on, the fan casting problem I had was I specifically picked Michael B. Jordan because he was a thirst trap. And you didn't write that, but someone else commented on it under #thirst trap, and I felt so vindicated.
You're welcome.
Yeah. So anyway, if anybody, I'll put this out in the other episode too. But if anybody has any suggestions on fictional characters or anything they want us to fan cast, or just general characters that they like us to fan cast, love to hear it. Send it to us at realphonies@gmail.com. We're also on Facebook and Twitter @realphonies, and on Instagram @real_phonies. Thanks to Zach Evans for art and Brian Velasquez for our theme. We'll see you guys later. I also didn't want to bring it up on the pod. I thought about it for a long time, but for our fan casting, we've done a lot of not like if it's a white guy, you'll do some other race kind of thing. Is Tarzan racist when he's a black guy?
Yeah, I would say it's.
I think Tarzan's racist any way you play it. That's the big problem with, because if you play him, if he's a white guy, then you fall into like the white savior trope.
Yeah.
And if you cast him as a black guy,
He's a monkey.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Oh, damn.
yeah.
You're right. Tarzan's super racist.
Yeah, I mean, it's literally white guy so great.
Yeah.
Even as a baby, he becomes king of Africa.
right.
Yeah, Tarzan's
Not good.
Damn.
outdated.
Well, anyway, let's get
Welcome
into
back
our
to Real
episode.
Pony.